Special Olympics is the world's largest program of sports training and athletic competition for children and adults with intellectual disabilities. Special Olympics currently serves over 6 million athletes and unified partners in 174 countries. Here in Florida, they currently serve over 44,000 athletes and unified partners who are training and competing year-round in sports of their choice. Coming up on Polk Place, we'll talk with local organizers on their fall games. Make sure you stick around. Welcome to Polk Place. I'm your host, Jeremy Moretti, and with me today is a special guest of ours, Mike Long, who's the Director of Special Olympics for Polk County.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
And you guys have some exciting stuff coming up.
Oh, yes.
And want to talk to you a little bit about that and what's coming up this fall. But to kick us off, tell us a little bit about Special Olympics, the athletes that it serves, and a little bit about its history here in Polk County.
Well, Special Olympics in Polk County has been here since, I guess, the Special Olympics Florida started, actually, at the time. In general, you know, we have right now, I believe we're at around 800 athletes. Well, I think it's 800 when I started a few months ago in the job, but I know we've added about 8 teams since then, so it's growing rapidly.
Okay.
Usually when people ask me about how, you know, Special Olympics, how you got involved and all that, I always kind of like, I hate to say it, I have to kind of tell a little bit of my story. I mean, 4 years ago I met my wife, and she said, well, I have a special needs brother. And I said, okay, great. And lo and behold, Rick just turned 60 a few months ago. So I suddenly was like, wait a minute, I thought Special Olympics was a school-based program, kind of, more centralized, for the kids. And
Sure.
Suddenly I'm realizing, wait a minute. So I started investigating, and of course we got married and everything. But as I started investigating, getting more involved, I realized that basically they start out at the age of 8 in the school system, and of course Special Olympics does. And then within the school system, they can stay in there till they're about 22. But then after that, they're out. They're kind of lost into the system. They're either in group homes or staying home with parents. They don't have any activities of any kind whatsoever. So, and if you take and do the math real quick, that's 14 years. You take and double that, that's 28 on top of 22, that's 50. 2/3 of your entire target market, as I'll call it, of people that you need to, you want to get, special needs adults are out there without any kind of a program. Because, I mean, let's face it, the schools do have other things besides Special Olympics.
Sure.
There's something for them to do. But so we started focusing on that, and it was just an unbelievable wealth. And of course, we got involved in the management team, because at the time I was still working in a regular job, and got involved with the management team. We started our own team, and we kind of focused on those adult athletes. We went from 3 the first year to 10 the next, to 30 the next year. And last week at practice for bowling, we had 62. They're just for the long indies team. So, I mean, it kind of gives you, and of course now, you can, as I've taken over about, I guess it was, I tried to retire in January. That lasted a few months, and I realized this job was open. And I thought, well, they need a county director. I've got, some experience with it since I've been on so I applied, and of course they hired me. And it's been, again, I've kept my focus on, I've met with all the principals for all the schools, so we've increased that market tremendously. But I've still stayed on top of those group homes. There's 60 group homes inside of Polk County. And I mean, you're talking 10 to 12 athletes at each one. And I'm just adding them, click, 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 and it's just
Untapped resource there, right?
Oh yeah, it's a massive market of. I call it. I keep using my business sense. The target market. Yeah, it's massive out there. So, and of course, these kids, especially the adult athletes, they just love it because they don't have anything else to do.
Well, with that, I've always known Special Olympics. You have the different. Track and field events, stuff like that I've been familiar with. I have a special needs daughter, so I'm becoming more familiar with it.
Right.
And looking forward to hitting that 8-year mark to get her involved. But with the older athletes, the adult athletes, what are the sports that you guys target?
Oh, well, I'd have to look at the list. We offer so many, and I really do have to cheat.
And you guys are also on some cutting edge stuff for running the gamut of everything too.
Oh yeah, and this is just what we offer in Polk County, Florida. But we've got bowling going on right now, gymnastics we just added, cheerleading, flag football, softball, powerlifting, basketball starting up. Then we get to the summer. The fastest growing sport, this will shock y'all, the fastest growing sport in Special Olympics, and I've actually heard it's one of the fastest growing in the world, bocce.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
And we have the state, we did a grant, we have brand new blow up bocce courts. I can go set you up give me a flat piece of ground out here and I'll go set you up a bocce court in 15, 20 minutes, you know.
Wow.
And it have bocce. We have cycling, we have soccer, track and field, tennis, volleyball, stand-up paddleboard, golf, swimming, and we've just added equestrian as well.
Wow.
And that's just what we have here in Polk County at this point in time. So yeah,
that's a lot to juggle.
Oh yeah, and they can do 2 or 3 sports at a time. They're always active. I mean, there's just something going on every weekend. In fact, the big joke was whenever the job came open, my wife turned to me and says, "You don't apply for that job." I said, "Well, you have to work every weekend," and she said, "Well, we're volunteering already," because there is an event every weekend to go to. Yeah, there's something we have to do something every weekend. So it's great. It's a lifestyle, but it's wonderful.
Well, I know you guys are just having a lot of fun, and you guys have some events coming up that are pretty important for the fall. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, we've got first off. We have our county bowling's coming up, and then after that, we're going to be having a Champions for Change breakfast, which is kind of a big fundraiser that we do, and then the next really big event is a fall classic that's going to be out on October 13th at Southeastern, and I have to. Southeastern is unbelievable. If you've ever been to that campus, it is.
Oh, it's a fantastic facility.
Campus.
Yep.
And they actually, all their students, we have to. Sorry, I'm always begging for volunteers and donations, but sorry, I don't need any for Southeastern. I just want you to come out and participate because all the Southeastern students come out and volunteer. We don't have to do anything but just go out there and run the program.
Wow. It's
so nice to go out there. They're great people. And then after that, we actually have a area bowling going on after that, and then we start the basketball season, you know, and like you said, but in October, that's kind of the picture where we're going right now.
Well, now with the breakfast, tell us a little bit about what's going on with that. I know isn't Mayor Bill Mutz is going to be your keynote speaker.
He's going to be a keynote speaker.
Which he has a wonderful story if you haven't heard it, by the way.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Yeah. He has a special needs daughter, I believe, as well. Yeah. So, yeah, and it's, he's going to be speaking. And we've got I think 11 or 12 table captains, and we've invited different people. And it's funny, one of the things that I've discovered after I've gotten into this job, I kind of found where the athletes are. And you know, so I spoke to all the principals at all the schools, and we've added a bunch of schools. I've got involved with the group homes and spoke to them, and I'm adding the program's getting added to rapidly. I mean, I think we probably increased, you know, by 100 plus athletes in the last few months. I need volunteers. I need coaches. I need people to just actually want to get involved. And yes, of course, I always need money. But you know, the truth is, my biggest needs really are just to get the people out there, to coach the teams, to work with the athletes. And becoming a coach is an easy project to do. I mean, it's literally you just fill out some forms, and we have training programs for you and everything. So it's fantastic.
Folks coming out to your Fall Classic at Southeastern, you got a lot going on. What can they expect to see sports-wise in the different athletes there? Well,
first off, originally the Fall Classic was kind of as an area competition to only include a couple of counties in the area, but it's now grown to be about 6 or 7 counties that are coming into it. It's almost turning into an invitational. But we're going to have flag football going. I think we'll have close to 10 teams doing flag football. We're going to be doing powerlifting, And if you've ever gone to a powerlifting match, that's pretty impressive to watch. They actually set up the monitors and talk about the athlete, what they're doing, and do the lifts. It's a lot more entertaining than I would have thought powerlifting would have been. And we're doing softball. Of course, there'll be a lot of softball tournaments, gymnastics, and cheerleading.
Okay.
Will be going on at this particular event.
All right. Now, how do you guys lay that out? I mean, is most of it at the football field, or are you guys in?
We'll be at the football field. And we actually, the field is a little shorter field, so we can actually run about 2 to 3 games at a time on the field. So that'll be going on there. The softball field's across the way, so we'll be doing, over there playing. And then they have a fantastic weight room area and next to it is actually a wrestling area that they're going to use for the gymnastics and for the cheerleading.
Okay.
And then in between, I guess I can plug this. In between, we have what's called a little Olympic Village for the kids to play with. But also, one of the things that we do at Special Olympics, it's not just sports. We have an entire division, I want to call it, or section or whatever, of programs that are healthy related. So we're going to have healthy stations there for like healthy teeth, healthy smiles, healthy feet, medical examinations, blood pressures. They can get a plethora of different health-related things.
Get those health type checkups that you need as an older adult.
And in fact, we're actually like tonight. I've been doing this for 8 weeks or 4 weeks now. We're in the middle of it. We were actually offering cooking classes for free. We partnered with the Central Florida Health Center, and basically on Tuesdays, the guys, all the special needs athletes that want to, and their parents come over there, and I've got a dietitian who actually does a cooking class. They all learn to cook a meal using either a toaster oven or a crock pot or microwave, but they're learning skills to be able to take care of themselves.
Okay.
And sports is like this piece of it, and there's all this health-related activities. My brother-in-law is part of the athlete leadership program, where they actually go out and he speaks, and he's an ambassador for Special Olympics. So yes, and of course, your daughter is, like you said, you were waiting for her to get to be 8, but there's also a young athletes program for 2 to 7 at some of the different schools. There's a little elites program, and there's a lot more going on than just whatever I mentioned, 17 or 18 sports.
Hard to keep up with it all, isn't it?
Yeah, related stuff.
Well, it sounds fantastic, and I mean, we're going to have you back because you guys just have so much going on.
Oh, and I'd love you guys to come out to some of our events. Yeah, please.
Definitely.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Special Olympics is a worldwide movement where one can act locally but make a global impact. With over 103,500 competitions around the world, with training taking place every day, with family leaders, athlete leaders, and volunteers extending their message every day, Special Olympics is no longer just an event. They are a movement inviting the world not just to attend games, but to think, feel, and act differently about everything. If you join them, you will be helping to create a world of acceptance and inclusion for all. Locally, the Special Olympics Florida 2018 Fall Classic is scheduled for Saturday, October 13th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Southeastern University. More than 500 athletes and unified partners from Polk, Hillsborough, Pasco, Hernando, Sumter, and Brevard counties will be competing in cheerleading, gymnastics, flag football, softball, and powerlifting. They're always in need of volunteers. For more information, you can give them a call at 863-873-8219 or look them up on the web at www.specialolympicspolk.org.